If you're the kind of person who, loves to learn and really synthesize big ideas without getting completely bogged down by information overload, you are in the exact right place.
Absolutely. Welcome, everyone.
Yeah, welcome. We've got a fascinating deep dive today. We are looking at a source document called Protecting Mental Health Practices in Relationships.docs. And the whole mission here is to really unpack this massive paradigm shift.
Right.
Because, we're talking about why mental wellness shouldn't just be this solo individual pursuit anymore.
Yeah, like something you do just for yourself.
Exactly. It's actually the very foundation of a healthy, lasting partnership.
It really is. It changes the whole dynamic.
Okay, let's unpack this because the reality for couples today is, well, it's a lot.
Oh, it's overwhelming.
You've got work stress, financial pressures, family responsibilities, and just this constant barrage of digital distractions.
Right. Your phone is always buzzing.
Always. And without intentional mental health practices, all those challenges inevitably just breed tension. It creates this emotional distance.
Yeah, it really does. And I think before we even get into the sort of how-to of it all,
Yeah.
we have to establish why personal mental health is the actual engine of a relationship.
The engine, I like that.
Because the text makes it very clear that your mental health directly dictates literally everything.
Like what?
Well, like how we communicate, how we handle conflict, how we express our emotions. It's all tied together.
Wow.
Yeah, and the source highlights these key benefits of bringing strong mental health into a relationship. You get improved communication, reduced conflict, much greater emotional intimacy.
Which everyone wants, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Increased trust, better stress management, and just long-term satisfaction overall.
So it's basically the prerequisite for all the good stuff.
It really is.
Mm.
The source pushes this concept that a healthy relationship is literally just two healthy individuals.
Yeah.
You can't have one without the other. And it breaks down self-care into three main pillars.
Okay, what are the pillars?
So first is physical. Exercise, getting enough sleep, basic nutrition.
The basics, yeah.
Right. Then there's emotional, which is things like journaling or meditation.
Mm-hmm.
And then the third is social, which I think people forget. That's maintaining your outside friendships and family connections.
Oh, keeping your own friends. That's huge. But, I want to push back on this a little bit.
Take a go for it.
Because what does this all actually mean in practice? People so often view self-care as kind of selfish.
Yeah, I hear that a lot.
Like you're taking time away from the relationship. It's almost like that old airplane rule, right?
The oxygen mask.
Yeah, exactly. You have to put your own oxygen mask on first. But in a relationship, you're sharing the same cabin air.
What's fascinating here is that the source completely flips that idea on its head.
How so?
Well, it argues that actively encouraging each other's self-care routines actually strengthens the emotional safety of the partnership.
Oh, because you're supporting them.
Right. You're proving that you care about their well-being, not just what they can do for you. It builds mutual trust.
Okay, that makes sense. So if strong mental health is the foundation, how does this actually translate into our everyday lives, like the daily mechanics of how we talk to each other?
Yeah, the everyday actions are where the rubber meets the road.
Right, and the source has these great tips for avoiding emotional bottlenecks through effective communication.
Mm-hmm.
One of the big ones is practicing active listening. And it specifically defines it as listening to understand, not just listening to respond.
Which is so hard to do in the moment.
Oh, it's incredibly hard. You're just sitting there formulating your argument while they're still talking.
Exactly. We all do it.
And it also mentions using I statements. Like instead of saying, you never do this, saying, I feel stressed when this happens.
It sounds cliche, but it totally disarms the other person.
It does. And another tip was scheduling regular weekly check-ins to discuss your emotional well-being and personal goals.
Yeah, doing it when you're calm, not when you're already fighting.
Exactly. Preventative maintenance. But then the source gets into this other huge concept, which is the power of boundaries.
Oh, boundaries are essential. The text presents them as absolutely crucial for protecting your psychological well-being.
What kind of boundaries are we talking about?
Well, the source gives some great examples, like respecting personal space, setting communication expectations.
Like not texting 100 times during the workday.
Right, exactly. Protecting your work-life balance, and critically, respecting emotional limits during conflicts.
Okay, but here's where it gets really interesting to me. I want you, the listener, to consider this.
Yeah.
Boundaries sound amazing on paper, but in practice, doesn't setting boundaries sometimes feel to your partner like you're building a wall to keep them out?
Like you're rejecting them?
Exactly. Instead of a fence to just protect yourself, it feels like a blockade.
It's Really common fear. But the rationale from the source counters this perfectly.
What do they say?
It says that when boundaries are properly communicated and respected, both partners actually experience greater emotional security.
Really? Greater security.
Yeah, and reduce stress because it allows individuality to coexist with the partnership. You aren't enmeshed. You have the safety of knowing where the lines are.
Okay, so the fence isn't a wall, it just shows them where the gate is.
That's a perfect way to look at it.
Well, so we have these ideal daily mechanics established, but obviously we have to talk about reality.
The messy part.
Yeah. What happens when things go wrong, when stress spikes, or when you just have a massive argument?
It's going to happen.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Disagreements are totally normal. The text points out that the goal isn't to avoid conflict entirely.
Right. That's impossible.
It's about managing it constructively. The source has these specific strategies: staying calm, focusing on practical solutions instead of playing the blame game, and this is a big one, taking breaks if conversations become overwhelming.
Yeah, that break is crucial. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, it's also about knowing when the normal friction is actually a sign of something deeper.
Like warning signs.
Exactly.
Yep.
Spotting the cracks early. The source pivots to these warning signs of emotional distress that partners really need to watch out for.
What should we be looking for?
Things like persistent sadness or anxiety,
Mm-hmm.
withdrawal from social activities, if they just stop wanting to see friends,
Oh, yeah.
increased irritability over small things, sleep disturbances, loss of interest in hobbies, and difficulty concentrating.
Wow. So it's really about noticing changes in their baseline behavior.
Right, because recognizing these things early prevents the whole situation from escalating into a crisis.
That makes total sense.
Hmm.
And there's another huge factor the source brings up that escalates things quickly: the modern saboteur.
Oh, yes. Digital stress.
Technology is it's actively straining relationships. The text talks about social media comparison and emotional disconnection.
So pervasive.
It is. The text lists some healthy digital habits to combat this, like establishing device-free time, setting screen limits, and actively trying not to compare your relationship to online portrayal.
That's so hard not to do.
It's so hard. I mean, social media acts like a funhouse mirror for a relationship.
Oh, definitely.
You know, you're comparing your gritty behind-the-scenes reality to someone else's curated highlight reel, and it just breeds instant insecurity.
It totally distorts reality. You think everyone else is perfectly happy while you're arguing about taking out the trash?
Right. So if digital stress and conflict are these like massive hazards, couples really need robust safety nets.
Absolutely.
The source gets into how to build internal emotional safety and also when you need to bring in external reinforcement.
Yeah, creating that internal safety is step one.
And the methods outlined are really interesting. It talks about practicing empathy, like genuinely trying to understand their perspective even when you completely disagree with it.
Which requires so much emotional regulation.
It really does. It also mentions offering regular encouragement. And this is vital. Strictly avoiding criticism and contempt.
Oh, contempt is the relationship killer.
Yeah, the text notes that personal attacks just destroy emotional trust entirely. You can't come back from that easily.
No, you can't. And that's why seeking professional support is so heavily emphasized in the source.
Right, external help.
There is zero shame in seeking relationship counselors or mental health professionals. In fact, early intervention leads to much better outcomes.
It makes sense. You catch it before it breaks.
Exactly. It provides enhanced conflict resolution, improved emotional awareness, and just better overall relationship dynamics.
And I love how modern platforms are starting to adapt to this need. The source specifically mentions this platform called Weddizer.
Yeah, Weddizer is a great example of this shift.
Because it's not just about wedding inspiration, right? They actually integrate relationship education and wellness awareness right into marriage prep.
Which is brilliant.
It helps couples start off with a strong emotional foundation before they even walk down the aisle. But this raises a really important question for me.
Okay, what is it?
Platforms like Weddizer are trying to fix this early on, but do you think couples still falsely believe that counseling is only for relationships that are already failing,
Oh, absolutely.
instead of seeing it as a tool to prevent the failure in the first place?
Yes, that stigma is still very real, but the source reiterates that mental wellness should never, ever be an afterthought.
It has to be proactive.
Exactly. It needs to be a core component of your initial relationship planning and your long-term success. You don't wait for the car to break down before you change the oil.
Right, you do the maintenance.
Exactly.
Well, this has been an incredible journey. Just to recap for you, the listener,
Yeah.
we've really explored how mental health is the absolute bedrock of a relationship.
The foundation of everything.
Yeah, and we talked about how daily communication and strong boundaries help maintain that foundation. Plus, how to navigate the inevitable conflicts and those crazy digital pressures we all face.
And knowing when to ask for help.
Right, the importance of seeking support. Even using modern platforms like Weddizer to build that solid foundation early on.
It's all so interconnected.
It really is. So we just want to remind you that prioritizing these habits is what actually allows couples to navigate life's challenges effectively. It's how you get to enjoy a deeper connection for years and years.
It's the work that makes the relationship last. And actually, before we go, I want to leave you with a final sort of lingering question to just ponder on your own.
Oh, I love these. Let's hear it.
So we've talked extensively today about protecting mental health practices to maintain a stable partnership right now in the present.
Yeah.
But consider this. As individuals naturally evolve, they age, they change over the decades. How does a couple renegotiate these boundaries and mental health practices when the person they are married to at age 50 is fundamentally different from the person they married at age 25?
Wow. That is a profound thought to end on. Because we really do change so much.
We do. And the relationship has to evolve with us.
Well, you've definitely given us a lot to think about today. Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive, everyone. We really appreciate you tuning in.
Take care, everyone.
See you next time.